Where does racism happen? Where does racism happen? In school, church, or even mosque? Well, I think you know the answer. It happens in the society. Yes, racism happens in society, with high number of blacks being targeted on daily basis. This has made the black nation, black society, black communities to rise up to protest against this indiscrimination, to protest against their own human rights, against the violation of their human rights. Come on, blacks has the right of association. Blacks has the same rights white has. Black life actually matters. But then, who is this message for? This message is for the white people over the years who have seen blacks as inferior. Over the years, who sees black as monkeys who only eat banana to satisfy their bellies. But the narrative is changing. Black isn't a monkey, and this is the revolution the blacks has begun to create. We are not monkeys. We are human beings, just like the whites are. Everything in a white man, a black man has it. We are not talking about the slave trade that happened many years ago, where whites deceived blacks in order to enslave them. We are not talking about the Atlantic slave trade that consumed over 12 million of Africans, displaced Africans that were transported on the Atlantic Ocean to the west. We are not talking about millions of Africans that were killed on the sea. We are talking about the current society where blacks has been indiscriminated. We are talking about the current society where blacks has faced so many abuse in the hands of the whites. This has made a pastor to send a warning, should I call it a warning or a message, a clear message to the whites, urging them to apologize to blacks, urging them to apologize to the black communities and Africa generally. Of course, they owe Africa an apology, and I'm yet to see them admit their wrongs. Come on, there is nothing wrong in admitting you're wrong. You may not be the one that caused it. Over the time, the system has been benefiting you. It is not wrong to admit that the system is favoring you over the other. It is not difficult to admit that you are not special over a black man. It is not difficult to admit that you still have the same life a black man has. It is not difficult to admit all that. This is what the blacks has been campaigning, and here is a man of God, a pastor, sending out a message to the West. Apologize to black community and Africa generally for what you have done to Africa over the years is inhuman in the face of God. Should we even talk about God? The same people that came to enslave Africans, they are the same people that came and introduced God to us while enslaving us, while still killing millions of Africans in the ocean. Where should we start to talk about racial abuse that has been targeted against the blacks over the century? Where should we start? But then one thing they must know: Africa is rising. Over the time, Africa has been seen as a poor zone. Africa has been seen as a war zone. Africa has been seen as a hungry zone. But the narrative is changing. Africa is rising. Ibrahimtraore is here to set an example for other African leaders to follow the same footsteps, so that the West will stop seeing us as a monkey who feed when they are only hungry. It is high time Africans start prioritizing their own happiness over an external happiness, over a foreign happiness given to us in order to enslave us. We are the champion. Africa must be great. Africa must rise. We must say no to racial abuse targeted to blacks and Africans. We must say no to all that. Africa must be great again. Africa must rise to the top. But meantime, just as the pastor said, the white owns Africans and black communities an apology, and it is high time the whites render apology to the blacks for what they have done to blacks over the years. All the abuse, slavery, maltreatment, uncountable inhuman acts they have done against the blacks. The white definitely own black an apology, and we will see to that. Thank you for watching.